St. Ignatius of Loyola. We are now on week number 3 for General Physics 2. But before we start with our lesson, let us have first a prayer. Good day, grade 12 St. Ignatius of Loyola. As I've said to you, we are now on week number 3 for General Physics 2. Okay, so that means we are now on our 4th quarter for this subject. But before we start with our new unit, which is all about geometric optics, let us do first a recap of what we have learned or what you have studied in our last video, which is all about capacitance and dielectrics. Capacitance and dielectrics is the last part for electricity and magnetism part of General Physics 2. You have learned that capacitance, like batteries, can store up energy and provide power for the whole circuit. And dielectrics is the material that helps the capacitance to store more energy, making it more efficient. Now we are going to a new unit of this study of General Physics 2. And after we have studied about electricity and magnetism, you will now learn the things about light. Okay? So, optics in physics is the study of light. Okay? Siguro naririnig niyo na yung word na optics or optine, di ba, sa mga commercial. And optics in physics is the study of light. And we will deal first with the first part of the study of light, which is all about geometric optics. For this unit, we have only 2 lessons, and these are the reflection of light at a spherical surface for lesson number 1, and the reflection of light in thin lenses for lesson number 2. Okay? Before we start with our with your lesson, answer first the pre-assessment on your assessment sheet so you can have an idea first of what you are going to study in this unit. Okay, so after answering the pre-assessment on your assessment sheets, let us now discuss lesson number 1, which is reflection of light at a spherical surface. Okay. So for this lesson, you only have to study 2 objectives, or you only have to achieve these 2 objectives, which are relate properties of mirrors, the radii of curvature, focal length, to image and object distance and sizes, and determine graphically and mathematically the type, virtual or real, magnification, location or apparent depth, and orientation of image of a point and extended object produced by a spherical mirror. Actually, this lesson has been taught to you when you were in grade 10. Okay, so during your 2nd quarter of grade 10 science, the physics about light has been introduced to you. You have learned about the reflection of light in plane mirrors, and these spherical or curved mirrors, the refraction of light, and of course the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so some of these may be not new to you, but it is good if you still remember the topics because you already have a background and you will not have a hard time in studying this topic. Okay, so as I have told you, optics is the study of light in physics. We will study the behavior of light by means of reflection of it in different objects and how does it spread out and how it helps us to see images of objects in our eyes and in our brain. So let us recall some important key terms that you have studied during your grade 10 science so that you will have to remember them, and because they are crucial in our study, every terms that we will use will be used in our entire discussion, so you must know what are the key terms first in our study. Reflection is the bouncing of light rays when it hits a surface like a mirror or like a plane mirror. Okay, so let us first discuss this idea, the idea of reflection. When a light touches or hits a surface that reflects light, it bounces off. Okay, and when it bounces off, it produces different kinds of image. Okay, let us recall first because the idea about the plane mirror, because we will study spherical mirror and lenses. Okay? So bago tayo mag-move forward sa spherical and sa lenses, alamin muna natin yung kung anong pa nga ba yung naaalala ninyo sa plane mirrors. Okay? Plane mirrors are just like mirrors na ginagamit natin sa pang-araw-araw to see our overall view, to see the look of our face. Okay, so to see the way we dress up when we everyday, kung ano yung itsura na, kasi hindi naman natin nakikita yung sarili natin without the use of a mirror. So, plane mirrors are mirrors just like this. Okay, so nandyan yung nakikita nyo yung sarili ninyo, kung ano yung dapat nyong itsura. I mean, what you see is what you get, okay, for a plane mirror. Okay? Because plane mirrors produces images which are the same size as the object, the same distance from the mirror. Okay? Kung gaano ka kalayo sa mirror, ganon din kalayo mag-a-appear yung image mo sa mirror. Kung gaano ka kalaki, kung gaano ka kaliit, kapag tumapat ka sa plane mirror, the same will be produced. The only thing that is maybe you do not know about mirrors or alam nyo pero hindi nyo naman napapansin is, and for example, I am using my front camera and it acts like a plane mirror. As you can see, the letters here are laterally reversed, okay? Meaning they are reversed from left to right or right to left, okay? So, akala kasi natin, di ba, nung mga bata tayo, pag tinaas natin itong kanang kamay natin, kanang kamay din yung nakataas sa mirror. Okay? Actually, it is not because when we see it on the mirror, it is laterally reversed. Okay? So, when we raise our right hand, the left hand seems to be the one who's, which is raised. Pero kapag naman yung left hand natin, it seems that in the mirror, the right hand is raised. Okay, so it adds to the characteristics of images formed by plane mirrors. Okay, first, it is the same size as the object, the same distance, and it is laterally reversed. Okay, and the images formed in the mirror is formed behind it. Hindi naman nakikita natin, for example, nagsalamin tayo, makikita natin nandito yung reflection natin. Hindi. Pag nagsalamin tayo, makikita natin dito, nasa likod siya ng mirror. It seems to be at behind the mirror. So when it is behind the mirror, that image is called as virtual. Okay? So virtual image is formed behind the mirror and is upright relative to the object and cannot be projected on a screen. Okay? So when it is located behind the mirror in plane mirrors, okay, it is virtual, okay, and it is upright. Ibig sabihin nun, erect. Kung nakatayo ka rin mag-a-appear sa mirror. Kung naka-lay down ka, naka-lay down din, hindi yun nababaliktad. Okay? And it is formed behind the mirror. But what if it is formed in front of the mirror? It is now called as the real image, and it is always upside down relative to the object. It can be projected on a screen placed in front of a mirror. So kapag tinapat siya sa mirror, makikita lang natin siya kapag mayroon tayong screen. Okay, so that is the difference between the real and virtual image. Okay, so let us now move on to key terms when it comes to a mirror diagram. Okay, so you will have to be familiar with these different key terms that are used when it comes to creating a mirror diagram. First one is the center of curvature, or C. Sometimes it is referred to as the R, or the radius of curvature. Okay, so it is the same, C or R. What you use will be the same pa rin. So it is the center of the sphere for which the mirror is a part. Its distance from the mirror is known as the radius. Okay? Yung point na to, ang tawag sa kanya is the center of curvature. And then yung haba niya or yung length is the radius. Okay, so bakit nga ba siya tinawag na radius, di ba? A mirror kasi, like this curved mirror, it is like a part of a whole circle. Okay, imaginary. Tapos, di ba, idea with the grade 10 mathematics, alam niyo naman siguro yung different parts of the circle. Circle, yung kabuuan na yan is the circumference. Tapos, yung kalahati niya, yung measure ng half of the circle is the diameter. Tapos, yung half of the diameter is the radius. Okay, so that is the center of curvature or the radius of curvature. V or vertex naman is the center of the mirror itself, yung pinakagitna ng mirror, yung physical mirror. Ito kasi gitna ng imaginary circle na na-form sa pamamagitan ng paglalagay ng imaginary lines para mabuo yung isang circle dito sa may mirror. Pero yung vertex mismo, ito, yung point V, is the center of the mirror and its physical self. Number 3 is the focal point or the focus. Okay? Focal point or focus F is the point between the center of curvature and the vertex. Okay? Its distance from the mirror is known as the focal length. Okay? So, yung nasa gitna ng vertex natin and the center of curvature is what we nandito kasi yung CNF. Pag nasa likod siya ng mirror, yung CNF nakaganyan, that is the convex mirror. Basta yung nakapaganyan. Pagka naman concave, ayan yung CNF. Okay? So, baliktad lang siya. Igagano lang natin mamaya. Makikita niyo mamaya sa example para mas maintindihan. So, convex mirrors, image formed by convex mirror is never real. Okay? Because the reflected rays spread out from the mirror. Images formed by convex mirror are always, ito na nyo, pag convex, iisang type or iisang lang yung set of characteristics na napo-form sa images. We have the images formed by convex mirror always found between F and V. Lagi dyan siya makikita. And then it is always virtual. When we say virtual, it is located behind the mirror. And it is upright, kasi nga virtual siya, and smaller than the object. Example ng mga mirrors na yan in real life are the side mirrors and security mirrors. Okay? Because they are used, yung convex mirror, in side mirrors and security mirrors because they provide a large view, a wider view by making the images smaller so they can fit on one viewing. Okay? So for that, the driver can see wide range kung sa likod niya or sa gilid niya by making the images smaller and closer than they appear. Di ba may makikita kayo sa mga bago pa lang na side mirror or bagong kotse na kanagay, object seems to look closer than they appear. Mga ganon. So kasi ganon yung ginagawa ng convex mirror. And in daily use naman, yung kutsara natin, yung pinakalikod ng kutsara, that is a convex mirror. Okay, so pag tinignan mo nyo yung sarili nyo doon, kung malinaw yung kutsara ninyo, you will appear smaller and closer than you will appear. And next one, we have the concave mirror. Ito naman yung nakapaharap sa inyo, yung pinaka depth niya, yung pag-ganon. Okay, so a concave mirror can produce either real or virtual images depending on the location of the object or depending on the distance between the mirror and the object. So depende yan kung saan mo ipa-place yung object sa magiging type ng image na ma-form sa concave mirror. It can be real or virtual. So it can be also smaller, larger, or the same size as the object. Okay, so example niyan ay dental mirrors, which are used by dentists to view an enlarged virtual image of the teeth. So marami pa yung example. Again, sa kutsara, kapag hinarap mo naman yung pangsalok sa'yo, that is a concave mirror. Okay? So now, we will go to the main topic of our discussion, which is all about determining image formation through graphical and analytical method. Let us first discuss the ways on how to determine the image formation on spherical mirrors through graphical method. So gagamit tayo ng tinatawag nating ray diagramming method para malaman kung nasaan yung image ng object kapag siya ay na-place in front of a convex or a concave mirror. So there are 4 principal rays used in determining the distance, the magnification of the images formed by curved mirrors. Okay, so we have the P to F ray, F to P ray, the C to C ray, and the V ray, which are called as the 4 principal rays in curved mirrors. Okay, in special cases, all of these rays can be used, but in some cases, these rays cannot be used depending on the location of the object from the mirror. And also when you have already get the intersection between these rays, okay, yung kasi magdedetermine kung saan sila magtatagpo-tagpo, andoon yung image. So for example, nakakadalawang ray ka pa lang is nakita mo na siya, it can be said that yun na yung final, di mo na kailangan i-drawing iba pang rays. Pero kung wala pa talaga, and you seek more evidence for it, you can use all of them. Okay? So let us first discuss the principal rays used in concave, when it is used in concave mirror. So sabi nga sa inyo, pag concave, nakapaganyan sa inyo yung mirror, nakaharap sa inyo. Okay, so baliktad lang sinando kanina sa image. So for example, let us have here an object placed behind C. Okay, ganun yung mga tawag natin sa location nila. Behind C, between C and F, at C kung nandito mismo, at F kung nandito mismo, between F and B. So yun yung importance kaya ginagamit natin yung mga points para malaman natin yung location ng objects kapag gumagamit tayo ng ray diagramming. Pero kapag gumagamit na tayo ng analytical method, meron na tayong specific measurement kung nasan yung object. Okay, so later on pa yun. So ngayon, unahin natin yung P to F ray. So pag P to F ray, so for example, ito yung object natin, it is always represented by arrows in physics. So from the tip of the arrowhead, so there guguhit tayo ng array of light parallel to the principal axis. So again, ito yung principal axis natin, yung guhit na yan. So kailangan mag-drawing kayo ng ray of light na parallel sa kanya. When we say parallel, it goes with the same direction. Okay, so pag ganon, horizontal, and then there will be a reflection of it passing through the principal focus F, kaya nga siya P to F ray. So pag nag-hit na siya sa mirror, kailangan ma-hit niya yung mirror, magba-bounce off siya or magre-reflect, at kailangan tumagos siya dito sa may F. So gagawa kayo ng another line. So from this, kailangan gumawa kayo ng diagonal line. Kailangan niyang mag-hit sa focal point or principal focus which is the letter F. So that is the P to F ray. Next one is the F to P ray. A ray of light passing through the focus F is reflected parallel to the principal axis. So ito namang ray na to, from here, again, the object point, it is different from the first. Kailangan tumama na kagad siya dito sa may principal focus and then it will hit the mirror. And then saka pa lang kayo gagawa ng reflected parallel line to the principal axis. Okay, so F to P ray. Third one is the C to C ray. CC ray is a ray of light passing through the center of curvature from the point of the object and then bounce back to the own path. So, pabalik sa C. So, ganun lang siya. C to C ray. And then last one is the V ray. So, from the point of the mirror, going straight to the V or vertex and then bouncing off with an equal angle from B. So, kailangan magkamukha sila ng angle kapag nag-bounce off. So, that is V ray. Okay? So, that is, these are the 4 principal rays for concave mirror kung paano siya ito-drawing. So, let us try na pagsamasamahin silang lahat para mas maintindihan nyo. So, for example, ayun yung given sa inyong ray diagram. Hanapin nyo kung nasan yung image. So, it is located behind C. Okay? So, from the object, draw first the P to F ray. Okay, so P to F ray. Magdodrawing kayong ganon. Tapos, yung pababa, ayan, P, F ray. And then, next one, the F to P ray. So, ito pa rin yung ginawa natin kanina. I-retain nyo lang yan. So, gagawa kayo ng a line going towards the F and then hitting the mirror. And then, a line parallel to the principal axis. And then, third, C to C ray. So, going to the C and then bouncing off on its own path. Okay. And then, last one, V ray. So, going to straight to the V and then making an equal angle from V. So, you can see there is a convergence of what we call this, of rays here. Okay, in this location. Okay, so, dyan makikita ngayon yung ating image. Okay? At sinabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, kahit dalawang set of rays pa lang yung ating nagagawa, meron na kagad tayong nakita intersection, di ba? Bago natin gawin yung third and the fourth ray. So, okay na kahit hanggang sa dalawa, but to confirm na andun nga talaga yung images, we use 4 rays. So, magdodrawing kayo ngayon dito, mula dito sa guhit na yan, sa principal axis, papunta dito sa may point of intersection ng arrow. Considering the characteristics of image na nandito siya sa harap, di ba? Ito yung harap ng mirror kasi nandito yung object. Kung nasan yung object, nandun yung harap ng mirror. Hindi naman natin pwedeng ilagay sa likod ng mirror yung object. So, nandito yung harap, nandito yung likod. So, again, pag nasa harap siya, di ba? It is always real pag nasa harap. And it must be inverted. Pag nasa harap, real, inverted. So, ang idodrawing yung arrow ay pa-baba. Okay? Nasa ilalim yung arrowhead. So, that can be said that the image formed from this diagram wherein the image or the object is located behind C, the image will be real and inverted. Okay? So, alam na natin, real siya kasi nasa harap and automatically inverted siya. Ano naman yung masasabi nyo sa itsura niya? Okay? So, ang itsura niya, kung mapapansin ninyo, ito lang yung So, magdodrawing ulit tayo ng line papunta sa mirror na straight line parallel to the principal axis. And then, magbabounce off siya. Kaya lang, kailangan nating i-assume na tumagos siya sa letter F. Andito yung letter F. So, gagawa tayo ng imaginary extension of the reflected ray para makita na tumagos pa rin siya sa F. Okay. So, kapag magdodrawing tayo ng imaginary extension of the reflected ray, sa reflected ray lang to kailangan siya ay putol-putol yung lines. Okay? Tapos, akalang siya magdidiretso pag nasa labas na ng mirror. So, that is the actual reflected ray. So, kailangan tumagos pa rin siya ganun. That is P to F ray. Third, the F to P ray. A ray of light directed towards the focus, F, is reflected parallel to the principal axis. Okay, so, mula dito, kailangan masukat nyo siya na parang tatama sa F. Again, pagka hindi tayo gagawa ng extension niya, kailangan lang maipantay nyo siya sa F. Yung ruler, itatapat nyo lang ng ganon. Tapos yung lalagyan nyo lang ng line is ito, yung nasa unahan. Kasi ano pa lang siya incident ray. Ngayon, kapag reflected ray lang, saka tayo gagawa ng dukduk-dulduk na yan. So, kailangan tatama siya dito sa may point na to, yung reflected ray na P-ray, yung straight line. So again, tatama siya dito sa F. Kailangan ipantay nyo lang yung ruler, tapos susukat nyo ganon. And then magbabounce off siya. Gagawa na kayo ng straight line na tatama dito sa point na to. Okay, so that is for F to P-ray. C to C-ray, so ganon lang din. Tatama dito, kailangan sakto sa may C. And then gagawa lang kayo ng reflected ray. And then V-ray. So mula dito, merong incident ray, tapos nagawa kayo ng the same angle, tapos yung reflected ray niya ulit merong kunwaring or imaginary extension of the reflected ray. Okay? So that is for the convex mirror. And kapag pinagsama-sama yan ang mabubuo dyan, always virtual kasi nga nasa likod ng mirror. Doon kasi yan magtatagpo-tagpo sa likod ng mirror. Virtual siya. So, ibig sabihin, located behind the mirror. And it is upright. Nakapatayo na siya. Kasi nga, nasa behind the mirror. And the object will appear smaller than the object. And it is always located between F and V. So, ilatandaan ninyo. So, ganyan yung itsura niya. So, for example, ito ulit yung P to F ray. So, parallel sa P, tama sa mirror. And then yung F, kailangan tumama sa mirror. Gagawa lang kayo ng imaginary extension of it. And then, magtutuloy na siya dito sa actual reflected ray. Tapos yung 2, F to P ray. So, tatama agad sa may F. Gagawa kayo ng imaginary. And then, P. Okay? And then, C to C ray. Tatama sa C. Tapos, babalik lang din. And then, V-ray. So, mula dito. And then, babalik. Kailangan equal ng angle. Tapos, mag-draw lang kayo ng imaginary line dito. Ibig sabihin, nandito yung ating object. Yung kanyang position between V and F. Behind the mirror. So, ibig sabihin siya ay virtual. And when it's virtual, it is upright. Okay? And it's smaller than the object. Mas maliit siya sa object. Lumiliit. Okay? So, that is for convex mirror. Now, it's time for you to solve this scenario. Okay? So, andyan yun. You can answer it and then let's see if you can answer it during our consultation time. Okay? So, that is for graphical method. I'm sorry, I'm just mixing my seat around here. So, let us now discuss how do we determine the image characteristics using analytical method or using computation. Paano natin masasabi na asan ang kanya exact location? Okay? So, suppose you have a concave mirror that has a radius of curvature with an absolute value of 20 centimeters. Find graphically and mathematically the image of an object with a height of 10 centimeters in the form of an arrow perpendicular to the axis of the mirror at object distances of 30 centimeters and 20 centimeters. Ayan. Kapag ganyan yung given, sabihin magdodraw kayo ng una, alamin nyo kung anong type ng mirror. That is a concave mirror. Tapos yung kanya daw radius of curvature, so mula dun sa may vertex, ang sukat ng C ay 20 cm. Tapos yung height ng object na pinlay sa harap niya ay 10 cm. So hanapin natin ngayon kung ano ang magiging image distance and image height of the object kung ang first distance niya from the mirror ay 30 and then second nilapit naging 20. Okay. So the given values are, okay, the mirror is concave, so as R is 20 centimeters or radius of curvature. And then the focal length, ito nga pala, ang size ng focal length kung hindi siya given sa mga sample problems na maibibigay sa inyo, it is always equals to R divide 2. So, ibig sabihin nun, kung ano ang measurement ng ating R or radius of curvature, it is always the half of it. Kalahati ng size ng radius of curvature is the focal length or the small letter f. So that means if our radius of curvature is positive 20, kasi nga nandito siya sa side na to, and it's a concave, so that will be at positive 10 cm. Now, our target variables, nga hinahanap natin ay image distances, S with an apostrophe, para malaman na yun ay image distance. Pag object distance kasi S lang. Pagka naman image distance, may apostrophe siyang ganun. Okay, and lateral magnifications, M. Okay, magnifications M, ibig sabihin gano'n na magnify yung object. So that is M, or the size of the object. And the distance we have is S is equal to 30 cm and 10 cm. And the object size is 10 cm. Okay? So let us use the formula for getting the value of image distance in our step number 1. So, you will use the formula, gagamitin nyo 1 over S apostrophe o yung image distance is equal to 1 over F o yung 1 over focal point minus 1 over S or the object's distance. Okay, tandaan nyo pag may ganon, sa image yun. Pag wala, sa object yun. Okay, so ganyan yung gagawin natin. Parang yan yung ginamit natin sa may capacitance. Okay? So, reciprocal yan. So, first, ayan yung formula. Substitute the given value. So, ang hinahanap natin ay image distance. So, wala pa yung value. Ang value ng ating focal length, again, 20 divide 2 is equal to 10 cm. Minus yung, unahin muna natin yung unang distance, yung 30 centimeters. So, minus 1 over 30 centimeters. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, 1 divide 10 is equal to 0.1. 1 divide 30 is equal to 0.03. Okay, and then, pag maminusin nyo lang, 0.1 minus 0.03, we have 0.07. And then, katulad sa capacitance, kukunin nyo yung reciprocal niya by adding a power of negative 1. So, 0.07 raised to negative 1 is equal to 14.29 cm. So, yan yung image distance kung ang object ay ilalagay natin 30 centimeters away from the concave mirror. Okay? So, ganun siya. Step 2. To get the value of image size, you will use the formula M is equal to negative S, may apostrophe, and S, wala apostrophe. Ano ba yung S na may apostrophe? Yun yung image distance over object's distance. And then, para makuha natin yung exact height ng object, height ng image, rather, pag may ganun, lagi image yun, kukunin natin yun sa pamamagitan ng formula na height of object times M or magnification. Okay, so, yung makukuha natin dito, gagamitin natin sa formula na to. Okay? So, image size, muna, magnification muna natin yung kuna. Magnification kung gaano siya lalaki o liliit. So, M is equal to negative image distance over image object's distance. Okay, so M is equal to negative 14.29 cm, yung nakuha natin kanina, over 30 cm, centimeters. So, M is equal to negative 0.48 centimeters. So, para makuha natin yung exact height of the image, i-multiply natin yung height na given sa magnification na nakuha natin. So, 10 times negative 0.48 is equal to negative 4.8 centimeters. So, ganyan yung height ng ating object or height ng object's image natin. So, based from these two results, ano ang masasabi ninyo without doing the ray diagramming? So, yung final result niyan, the distance of the image of the object 1 is 14.29 cm. Yun yung nakuha natin sa image distance. So, itong 14.29, kung iisipin nyo, it is between the distance of our radius of curvature, which is 10, and focal point, 10 centimeters. Diba? Nasa pagitan siya ng C at F. So, ibig sabihin, ang location ng object ng image natin between C and F. Kasi nga, 20 at 10, ang nasa pagitan niya ay 15, diba? Or almost nga ito, 14.29. So, without doing the ray diagramming, malalaman na natin, nasa pagitan siya ng C and F. And then, the height of the image 1, 4.8 cm, is about only half of the object 1. So, 10 cm yung object size natin, diba? Tapos, yung image niya na nakuha natin ay 4.8. So, halos kalahati lang din niya. So, ibig sabihin, liliit yung image. Okay? So, tapos, ang itsura niya ay kalahati ng size ng ating object. Tapos, nakalagay doon, negative, yung sign ng ating image height. So, this sign indicates that the orientation and the type of image form, negative, indicates a real and inverted image. So, ibig sabihin, ang mapo-form ay real at inverted image. So, ibig sabihin, nasa harap siya ng mirror at siya ay pabaligtad. Okay? So, without the use of ray diagramming, nakuha natin with the use of calculation. Okay? So, that is, for example, for the case number 1, 30 cm. How about for 20 cm? Okay, bago yon, ito siya pag pinakita sa ray diagramming. So, ayan siya. Parang yung ginawa lang natin kanina. Okay, 30 cm yan. Tapos ito ay 10 cm. Tapos kalahati yung mapoproduce sa kanya. And between C and F. Okay, real and inverted. Okay? Next, step 1 ulit tayo para sa scenario number 2. Again, to get the value of image distance, we will use the formula 1 over image distance is equal to 1 over focal length minus 1 over object's distance from the mirror. Okay, so substituting the given value, we have 1 over 10 cm, which is the value of our focal length, and the value of our image distance is 20 cm. Okay, yung pangalawang scenario. So, 1 divide 10 is 0.1. 1 divide 20 is equal to 0.05 cm. Tapos, 0.1 minus 0.05 is equal to 0.05. Then, kunin natin yung inverse niyan by putting up a negative 1 on its power. So, we have 0.05 raised to negative 1 is equal to 20 cm. Okay, so yun yung image distance. How about for the magnification and height? So, ang gagamitin ulit natin formula, magnification is equal to negative image distance over object's distance from the mirror, and the height of the image is equal to height of the object times its magnification. So, using the value of image distance na natin, m is equal to negative 20 cm over 20 cm. So, 20 divide 20 is equal to negative 1. So, times natin yung negative 1. So, our magnification is negative 1 cm. So, to get the height of the image, multiply natin yung value ng magnification sa height of the object. So, ang height ng object natin again ay 10 centimeters times negative 1. Yung nakuha natin dito. 10 times negative 1 is equal to negative 10 centimeters. So, without, again, doing the ray diagramming thing, we have the distance of the image or the object 2 is 20 cm. Okay? Which is the same distance of our radius of curvature, which is 20 cm. So, ibig sabihin, kung nasaan yung object natin, doon din makikita yung image kasi pareha sila ng distance, 20 and 20. And then, the height of the image 2, 10 cm, is similar to the height of object 2, which is also 10 cm. So, kung gano'ng kalaki yung object, gano'n din kalaki mag-a-appear yung kanyang image. So, sign indicates the orientation of the image form. Okay, so negative indicates a real and inverted image. Ibig sabihin, real ulit to at nasa harap ng mirror at pabaliktad, inverted. Okay, so sabi ko nga sa inyo, sa concave, depende yan kung nasaan yung object. Okay, so ang in-ray diagram siya, for example, ito yung object, gumawa tayo ng principal rays. Sabi ko sa inyo nga, hindi rin naman lahat pwedeng magamit. Kasulad nito, nasa C yung object natin. So, hindi tayo pwedeng gumamit ng C to C ray. So, tatlong pares lang ng ray diagram yung nagamit. Okay, so, nandito rin yung object kung nasan siya. Kaya lang, pabaliktad. Pero ka-size niya. Okay, so, S and S are equal. Okay, S and apostrophe S are equal. So, object 1 and 2 and final result. Sa kabuuan, ano ba yung napansin nyo sa pag-compute natin? Sa mga naging resulta nitong sa problem 1 and problem 2. Okay, notice that the trend of the results in two cases, when the object is far from the mirror, the image is smaller than the object, inverted and real. Okay, nung medyo malayo sa mirror behind C, mas maliit yung na-form ng image. As the object distance S decreases, so kapag lumalapit yung object do sa mirror, the image moves farther from the mirror and gets larger. Okay? So, di ba, nung nandito siya sa may behind C, nasa pagitan siya ng C and F. Tapos, mas maliit siya. Pero, nung lapit natin, nilagay natin sa mismong C, lumayo siya, di ba? Gumanon. Pumunta siya sa tapat ng C, tapos, lumaki. Okay? So, you can confirm this conclusion by looking at objects reflected in a concave bowl of a shiny metal spoon. So, kung gusto ninyong ma-confirm to, try ninyo yung sa may kutsara nga ninyo. So, habang inilalayo niyo yun, lumiliit yung object ninyo, tapos lumalapit siya sa mirror. Then, kapag nilalapit ninyo, mas lumalaki, tapos mas parang lumalayo sa may mirror. So, that is for the concave mirror ray diagramming and analytical method. So, I hope you learned well in that lesson. Let's move on to the application of this lesson. So, hindi yan nawawala. Okay? So, alam niyo naman siguro kung ano itong napaproject sa inyong screen ngayon. That is a satellite television dish. Okay? So, it is related to our study because it acts like a concave parabolic mirror. The transmitter in orbit is so far away. Yung pinanggagalingan ng signal, malayo siya. That the arriving waves have essentially parallel rays. So, nagiging parallel siya. So, the dish reflects the waves and brings them to focus. Para ma-focus yung mga parallel waves na yun, they are feed to a focus at a feed horn from which they are piped to a decoder that extracts the signal. So, yun yung ginagawa ng ating satellite television dishes. Okay? Okay, so for the first time ever, I've run out of breath, so I have to pause the video. Hope you don't mind it. So, the pipe, feed horn pipe the signals together to a decoder to extract the signal. So, I will just bring my video closer to this. So, makita niyo yung feed horn. Di ba may makikita kayong parang ayun yung satellite dishes, parang may camera. Ayun yung feed horn. Parang siyang may camera or nakatutok doon. So, that is the feed horn that where the reflected rays, yun, nire-reflect kasi ng dish na to para mapunta sa kanya and para ma-focus and para madala sa atin yung tamang decoded signal ng TV channel na gusto nating panoorin. So, that is application of a concave mirror as well. Okay? So if you want to learn more about this lesson about mirrors, you can open the file Mirror Therapy on your flash drive. Okay, so dito malalaman ninyo na kapag ikaw ay paralytic or meron kang, yung limbs mo ay, for example, yung limb ng isang tao ay nawala, naputol. So gagamit sila ng mirror therapy kasi meron silang tinatawag na parang phantom pain. Okay? Yun yung wala naman na yung paa nila pero parang pagka nararamdaman pa nilang nandun, parang nararamdaman masakit. Okay? Pag iniisip nila, parang masakit yung, andun pa rin yung pain. So para mawala yun, dinadaya yun ng mirror therapy, itatapat yun sa mirror. So kapag ni-raise nila yung isang paa nila, parang it seems like na buo yung paa nila. So nasa-send yun sa utak nila. So parang mawala yung phantom pain na tinatawag. And ma-feel nila na parang mayroong pang isang paa. Okay? So let's check your understanding of our lesson. Answer activity 2 to 3 on your assessment sheets. Okay, so that's it for our lesson number 1, reflection of light at a spherical surface. I hope you learned well in this discussion video. Thank you and God bless. Happy learning, Luishan.